and other distinguished members selected to form a 21-member ad hoc committee. Distinguished members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, very good afternoon to all of you. It is my privilege to address you on this solemn occasion. Today, the 10th House of Representatives inaugurates an ad hoc committee tasked with overseeing the administration of Rivers State during the present emergency period. This moment marks not only a critical milestone in our constitutional mandate, but also a display of our dedication to transparent governance and the rule of law in our country. On 18th March 2025, the President and Commander-in-Chief, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, declared a 6-month state of emergency in Rivers State. This decisive action was taken out of genuine patriotism and a deep concern for the security and welfare of both the people of Rivers State and our country as a whole. In his address, the President emphasized that his intervention was driven by the imperative to restore peace and to ensure that governance continues unhindered. His declaration was based on the provisions of Section 305 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, and followed careful deliberation in the face of grave crises threatening public order. The President's extraordinary actions were not taken lightly. They reflect a profound sense of duty, a responsibility, and a recognition that when democratic institutions falter, decisive action is necessary to protect the interests of the nation. This same sense of duty underpins our proceedings today. Colleagues, it is instructive to recall past instances where our nation has faced similar challenges. We witnessed state emergencies in Plateau State in 2004 and in Ekiti State in 2006. Similarly, in 2013, President Goodluck Jonathan declared a state of emergency in Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe states after a series of deadly attacks by terrorists and militant groups. In those periods of their security and governance challenges, the National Assembly assumed a vital role in upholding constitutional order. When state institutions were suspended, the intervention of the National Assembly ensured continuity in governance. Our actions today are grounded in Section 11, subsection 4 of the 1999 Constitution, which confers upon us the authority to make laws for any state whose elected legislative body is unable to perform its statutory functions. It states that at any time when any House of Assembly of a state is unable to perform its functions by reason of the situation prevailing in that state, the National Assembly may take such laws for the peace, order, and good governance of that state, with respect to matters on which a House of Assembly may make laws as may appear to the National Assembly to be necessary or expedient until such a time as the House of Assembly is able to resume its functions. And as such, any laws enacted by the National Assembly pursuant to this section shall have effect as if they were laws enacted by the House of Assembly of that state. Accordingly, in response to Mr. President's declaration, and in accordance with our constitutional duty, the official gazette of the state of emergency was duly transmitted to both the House and the Senate on the 28th March 2025. The chambers deliberated extensively and approved the President's request with significant amendments designed to reinforce democratic safeguards and ensure robust oversight. These resolutions were duly forwarded to the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation for implementation. The certified true copies of these will be made available to the committee after this inauguration. It is paramount to note that the current administration in Rivers State is inherently temporary. With the suspension of the state governor, Mr. Siminalai Fubara, and the entire House of Assembly, a caretaker administration has been installed under the stewardship of Rear Admiral Ibok Ite Ikwe Ibas, retired. His role is strictly circumscribed as he is charged with maintaining law and order and ensuring that the basic functions of governance are met only until full democratic governance is restored. The administrator is required to operate with the highest levels of transparency and accountability, reporting directly to the National Assembly on all matters that pertain to the peace, order, and good governance of the state as prescribed by the Constitution. Today's inauguration of the 21-member ad hoc committee on Rivers State reaffirms our constitutional commitment to transparent governance. Empowered by Section 5 of the State Emergency Rivers State Proclamation 2025 and pursuant to Section 11, subsection 4 of our Constitution, this committee has a clear and non-partisan mandate. Its purpose is to monitor the implementation of the federal directives and policies in Rivers State, ensure that the caretaker administration adheres to the laws and protect the public interest while facilitating the re-establishment of full democratic governance in the state. The sensitivity and gravity of this assignment cannot be overemphasized. The state of emergency in Rivers State has generated widespread interest across the nation, and the eyes of all Nigerians are upon us as they await to see if the National Assembly can live up to the high expectation placed upon it. Therefore, the task before this committee is not routine. It is a mission of national significance that will serve as a litmus test for our commitment to democratic principles and constitutional governance. The importance of the assignment places a considerable burden on the chairman and all members, as every action taken will be subject to national scrutiny. The members of this committee have been selected with meticulous care by the House leadership based on their integrity, experience, and steadfast dedication to the national interest. You have been entrusted with the heavy responsibility of justifying the confidence reposed in you by the entire nation. I charge you, therefore, to approach this assignment with the highest standard of professionalism, impartiality, and diligence. In fulfilling your mandate, you must conduct your oversight in strict accordance with the Constitution and avoid all forms of partisanship or bias. It is imperative that you monitor every aspect of the caretaker administration's conduct, scrutinize public expenditures, and ensure that all federal directives and policies are implemented as intended. Moreover, it is expected that you regularly report your findings to this House in a transparent manner, enabling us to continuously assess the impact of the emergency measures and to take further legislative action if necessary. Beyond mere oversight, your work must actively support efforts to restore lasting peace and re-establish a fully functional democratic system in Rivers State. You are called upon to interface with federal agencies, security institutions, and any reconciliation initiatives that may establish fostering trust among all stakeholders in the process. Let me at this juncture reiterate the sensitive nature of this assignment, combined with the national interest in its successful execution, means that Nigerians will scrutinize every step and action you take. This historic responsibility calls for consensus, forthright, and active governance that will set a benchmark for oversight functions by the National Assembly in the future. My dear honorable colleagues, the National Assembly's intervention in Rivers State is not an instrument of political vendetta, but a constitutional necessity. It embodies our collective duty to safeguard peace, security, and the rule of law. We act not out of partisan interest, but in the earnest service of a united and prosperous Nigeria. The eyes of all Nigerians are upon us, and it is incumbent upon this House, particularly on the chairman and all members of this esteemed committee, to rise to this historic challenge with courage, integrity, and determination. It is now my solemn duty and distinct honor to officially inaugurate the House Ad hoc Committee to oversight River State. I encourage you to perform your responsibilities with dedication and integrity, worthy of state men and women. Thank you, and may God bless River State. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.